out the jibber jabber. Don't be babbling like a fool. Say what you got to say. That's all. Then shut your dang pie hole.
Folks, I'm coming at you live, 0 Dark 30, and I got to tell you, I am really torqued today. I am peeved. I'm mad at the uncontrolled weaponization in our country. And yesterday, a federal officer was struck square in the chest. I watched the film, folks. It was being filmed from different angles. It was just horrifying. Okay, people, let's go. Fucking idiots. All right. Yeah, watched it from several angles. You know, the guy took his right arm, brought it around. It was terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. This uncontrolled unleashing of weapons in this country is just getting out of hand. I've been a proponent of the Second Amendment for a long time. I just don't know if I can do it anymore. I don't. Washington, D.C., we got Border Patrol. You know, we got ICE. We got the FBI. Everyone is trying to bring law and order to this town. And as usual, these left-wingers, right? They're horrifying. They love the Second Amendment. They're crazy. You know, everything becomes a weapon to them. You know, they'll weaponize everything, including language. But of course, you know, you want to have a discussion with law enforcement, you go right ahead. You go right ahead. But what this guy did was horrendous. You know, standing there arguing, intensifying the situation while the FBI agent, federal agent, was trying to de-escalate. He was trying to de-escalate, and then it happened. Right? The left winger, I think he was wearing a pink shirt. He drew his weapon, and everyone was stunned. Absolutely stunned that this guy would stand there in front of them, knowing the whole time what his plan was. It was to ambush a federal agent. And he fired off his weapon, hit the officer in the chest, and then turned and ran like the coward he was, only to be pursued by the other law enforcement. And his weapon of choice, the assault submarine. That's right, folks. The assault sub. One of the most deadly and tasty weapons ever devised by man. Oh yeah, I'm talking about the cold cut killer, the Subway sandwich man. I played that as straight as I could. What kind of fucking idiot wants to make a big deal out of everything in his life, right? These left-wing Karen fucksticks. You show up and you start having a discussion, an argument, a debate, or whatever with a cop, and then you're losing. You lose. You get mad. You don't like what's going on. Whatever. And you haul off, pull out a sandwich, and then throw the sandwich at the cop. Subway sandwich right to the chest. and then try and outrun the cops. You're this fruitcake in a pink shirt. It was the cold cut killer. What a fuckhead. It cut deep, folks. It cut me real deep, Shrek. Anyways, we're dealing with a revolution right now in America. And we are on the people who love the Declaration of Independence, which was a declaration that caused a revolution. You know, we are now the counter-revolutionaries. And you've got to use your rights, because this is when they become most important. The First Amendment, believing what you want, your faith. The First Amendment, being able to criticize and say whatever you want about anyone. That's pretty important. You get to the Third Amendment, oh yeah, quartering of soldiers. Yeah, that's just about what we've got with all the AI appliances and gizmos in our houses, right? We've got them listening to us and listening to us and listening to us. And your Fourth and Fifth Amendment has to do with law enforcement, government, stealing your property, using it to incriminate you in trial, right? Everything there. While you're in confinement, the Seventh Amendment, unusual, cruel, torture, and all those types of punishment. And it's prohibited, right? Our rights are supposed to be states' rights. Just a few things were given to the federal government, or the national government, if you want to refer to it that way. Very few authorities were given to them, and right. So the 10th was supposed to keep them restrained. We're in a counter-revolution against an enemy within our country now. I got to tell you, they love using food as a weapon. And I know that I made a joke about that earlier with the Subway sandwich, but that's being used against us. Everything you could ever imagine is being used against us. Our food, medicine, and our health, our own property is taxed to the extent so great that you it's not like paying a small pittance tax, a 1% here and there. You have to literally budget. You have to budget in order to have enough money left over to pay every individual tax that seems to come at us. We're in a counter-revolution, folks, because the revolutionaries now are moving towards the godhood of state, a type of fascist dictatorship with theocratic undertones, and of course all the Satanism you can stomach. Are you ready for more of this? Because it's coming, like it or not. We're being treated to a full-blown attack. Just because there's no bullets flying doesn't mean we aren't under attack. Look what they've done to the children. Look what they tried doing to our military. Look at what they did to the borders and allowing an invasion. An occupying force is now in the country, numbered in the millions, literally in the millions. This was the United States of America. We now have 4 different political organizations, 4 minimum, that believe they're going to take over this country. What are they? Mexico, China, oh yeah, Islam, and Europe, the World Economic Forum, that is. All right, now that was fun. Folks, have a great day. I'll see you for the afternoon show.